Good to see you.
Okay, hello there everyone. Welcome back for another random adventure and kind of a weapon kind of overview type of a setup here. So last night we did the Gilded Hunter in the Ashen Cavern with the Bloody Snow. So I kind of want to do a little bit of a follow-up guide to, um, you know, kind of how to use this bayonet and where it excels and when it actually is useful. So since it is a bayonet, it obviously skills off of willpower. It has a um, really high stat scaling here, but it says that it scales off of dex and willpower. That's actually not true. It scales off of willpower alone. No other stat affects the damage that comes out of the Bloody Snow. It is a willpower dependent only bayonet. So it's kind of misleading here, but that's kind of the point of the entire game, is that you got to try it to see what's actually going on with it. It does, however, have this kind of artificial code gating mechanism here with the required stats of Dex and Willpower, a Dex of B and a Willpower of A simultaneously. Currently, there are only two blood codes in the entire game stock that can utilize the Bloody Snow, and that is Orion or Artemis. So if you turn off all the passives, you'll notice that if we go over, so the Bloody Snow is in the first slot here. If we go over every blood code, the weapon 1 here, you'll see that it's completely nullified from every blood code except Artemis and Orion. We just can't use it. It's artificially gated, which is kind of strange because it's a fairly subpar bayonet. It's a kind of a fun little, and there's Orion, and which it can be used there. And so there's only two blood codes in the entire game artificially, when running stock blood codes that can actually take advantage of this bayonet. So kind of strange. I'll throw both builds here for it in the description, so you can see kind of how to use. This would be the Artemis build here, and then what we're going to be running is the Orion build. So the whole point of running this bayonet is you need so much ichor regeneration, it's not even funny. Like, it's not a joke. This thing is just the most ichor dependent weapon in the entire game if you're using it as an actual gun. If you're not using it as a gun and just using it as a swipe kind of a weapon, then you'll be fine using it as a regular weapon. But when you're running it for ichor reasons, you just have to stack accordingly to have tons and tons and tons of either ichor base pool or regeneration of some kind or backstab potential. So we're going for all three here, as we have ichor focus. So we grant ourselves 10 ichor on every time we get focused, and since we have focus recovery, we will be getting ichor back on purpose from focus recovery. And since this is only 5 ichor, it will net us 5 ichor on use. Typically, if we get our focus gauge close enough to being focused, we'll use it. We'll get 10 ichor back and net 5 out. Ichor regeneration, we talked about this in the past. This nets you 8 out of the 12 regen because it costs 4 to use, and as the time elapses when you use it, you net out 8 ichor back. And as we discussed before with ichor regeneration, you never use it in battle, and you never use it while gift extension is active, unless it's like later on. If you're using gift extension to use ichor regeneration, you net less ichor than if you use it without gift extension, just because of the way that the 50% time duration gives you 50% more ichor, but you have to spend 8 ichor to get 50% more ichor, which yields you 12 on use, 8 for gift extension, 4 for ichor regeneration, and then you gross back 18 ichor, which only nets you 6. So you definitely want to net back as much as you can out of this. Since we're running a bayonet, none of the shot potential is affected by our light or dark gift ability here. so we can go for as much ichor on the base from Rush of Blood as possible. And since we're going to be running the Blackblood Strife, or the Blackblood Liberator, whatever, this is a stock blood code, blood veil from the regular stock game, so anybody has access to this. And since we have a Devour Chrome paired with Avarice, we're going to be getting what's our blood drain here? 2.25 times 9. So we're going to be getting, let's see, 18. We're going to be getting 20 back on a backstab. So that should give us ample ichor recovery. So after we use a whole bunch of our gifts, like 5, 15, 20, these 3 gifts can be bought and paid for essentially with 1 backstab. So as we continue through here, we have a max potential now of 58 ichor, which is pretty good. It's pretty close to the 60, and we start out with 38 of that. And as we continue to do more and more backstabs, we will have hopefully a considerable ichor pool. And since we're not going to be doing a lot of running or dashing or dodging type things, since we'll be hopefully shooting at a distance, we will be okay to. Oh, and I just broke my rule. So let's go back. I don't want to break the rule in the video that I'm showing you not to do. So this is a little bit how to use Bloody Snow, and you can use the same kind of techniques and items and the same kind of setup and everything for the Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt, though, can actually play as a very good adventuring bayonet. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these up. And see, now we have 6. So we will do this and this. And we have exceptional range. So that was only 9,000 damage. And now we'll get a backstab, so we'll get 20 back. So we have 21, or 22, because we have the... and now we can back up. And we'll shoot, and shoot. And we'll ichor recovery. Now we have 19. There we go. So we can get this guy. And we'll get a drain on him. So we get 20 back. Now we got to get ranged impact up. So we get a shot on him. Okay. And we'll get a shot on him. And see, we're doing all right now. Since we have a ways to go here before the next area, we can go ahead and hit ichor regeneration. And since we didn't spend gift extension to get ichor regeneration, we can use it safely here. And that guy up there, we can't attack him yet unless we just go for simple backstabs because we have ichor regeneration active. And you'll notice that our damage on weapon 1 went way down from 1,000 to 392. Which our actual shot pattern suffers significantly from that. So you never want to use ichor regeneration in a fight, which is why we just have to kind of wait around here. So yeah, we got some ichor back, which is good. And now we're going to go for this and ranged impact. And we'll run on up here. We'll go for a backstab on this guy, since we're going to be running into some heavier enemies down the way. And we can go ahead and shoot him down. Okay. And then here, as we come down the steps, we'll be running into the large lady. So we'll go ahead and shoot her down. And that's pretty good damage. So we'll go up the stairs. If she comes up, we'll get another shot. 1, 2. And maybe we can go for a backstab. Get 20 ichor back. And then we can shoot her down with just some of the regular snowballs. There we go. Now again, this is, I wonder if we can get these guys from up here. Nope. This is, kind of a simple area. So, nothing big here. Oh. And we lost Louis' overdrive buff. So we're out of ichor now. So this is all we have is regular snowballs. But if we go ahead and get a backstab on this guy, we'll get 20 ichor back, or 21, or whatever. It's really close to 21, almost 21. Go for more ichor, and that's good. Now we can go for this, and we have 2 shots we can get off. 1, 2, before we need to get some backstabs here. And we can get focused. And we'll go ahead and shoot her down again. Go for some more damage here before we're in need of a backstab. And we'll let her go ahead and swing. And get a backstab, and that'll be 20 more ichor. And we're working our way up to 58 ichor total. That should kill. Good. Or not? Okay, Louis killed her. Let's go ahead and heal. And we're coming up here to this next part where we're going to need as much ichor as we can get and as much damage as possible. So we'll go for some charge here. Now we have exceptional range whenever we use our gifts. So we'll, not her, we'll go for a shot on that guy. And we'll go for a backstab on her. So we get our ichor back. Okay. And we'll dodge over this way. 1, 2, oh. Go for a backstab on this guy. Hopefully we'll get a shot on her. Okay. And we'll get some shots here. So once we get our buffs going and we have the damage potential possible, I mean, and that range is really great that we have access to there. But again, now we're out of ichor, so we need to go for a bunch of backstabs. And you can see why this doesn't lend itself to being a bossing type of an item. Simply because of the fact that we need ichor back on backstabs. You know, so how do you do that for a boss other than the Argent Wolf Berserker? You know, where you... well, there we go, there's a backstab. Where you have the chance to actually get backstabs, back up, and do piercing damage, and then do back up and do more piercing damage, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of, you know, a little bit of a problem here. Okay, so we can get a backstab on this guy, and we'll get some of our ichor back. But you can see that this just is extreme ichor usage in the worst way. And if we don't get a backstab, we just have to continue trying to get more backstabs. And we can shoot this guy from a distance. Now, it is fairly considerable damage. I mean, it's nothing to just say like, oh, that's not even worth, you know, anything. But it's not, you know, top tier bayonet of any kind. Now, we hate the monkeys so bad that I don't mind spending, what was that, 18 ichor? Oh, goodness. Okay. Let's go ahead and heal up and see we're almost out of ichor. So we're gonna, we could go for, oh, we can do this and get some ichor back. And then on this guy we can get a drain, or a launch, and get some ichor back that way. Get another one. So that netted us quite a bit of ichor there. So for this guy, let's go ahead and get our buffs up here. Let's try for a backstab here. Good. Okay, and that I believe killed. Now we're not doing backstabs for, you know, damage or anything like that, but we definitely do other things for the damage. Like that. What? So we lost our 25% buff from Louis, which is unfortunate, but that's the way it is. So let's go for a charge, and we'll just shoot her from across the way here. I mean, this is extreme ichor inefficiency in the worst way. So this bayonet, with this build here, when its base damage is running, we run about 871 damage per ichor, which is horrible return rate. Something like the Argent Wolf bayonet yields about 12 to 1300 on a per ichor basis. So that's that's the real difference between these bayonets, is that you have some that are really efficient and some that are just horrible efficiency. Okay, so, but you know, in the event that we do have access to backstabs, we do fairly okay. Now here we have no backstabs, so we'll shoot this guy. Encourage him to come over here. Okay, and now we're out of options. We have to go for backstabs. So let's go for a mobility enhancer. Okay, and then we will just run past these guys and go for this guy and get a backstab on him. Now with little guys, we can take them down in a fairly quick manner, but anybody who has any kind of defensive abilities or anything like that, we need to play a little bit differently. Yeah. Okay, and we'll get more ichor back there. Okay, I'll shoot him down at point blank range. Oh, you're doing alright, Louis. Alright, so let's go ahead and try the invasion here and see how it goes. Now we'll go ahead and spend our ichor to... Oop, I didn't see this guy. We'll go ahead and spend our ichor here to get our buffs up, and then we'll save ourselves for the invasion. Okay, and we'll get this so we get 5 ichor back. And like I said, we don't want to be using our ichor regeneration just yet. We'll go ahead and kill that guy. And see, we missed. So that's really bad to be missing like that. You don't want to be missing those attacks. And we'll go ahead and spend for this guy. And we'll get a backstab on him. Whee! Okay. Let's go for some shots here. Okay. And here they come down the way. So we'll go ahead and line up here. And we'll go for a backstab on this guy if we can. Nope. Okay. We'll go for a backstab on this guy then. So again, you have to play in such a way that allows you the luxury to have backstabs, even having the chance at backstabs, because without it, you're just out of luck completely. Like, there's no chance that you can use this for, you know, this kind of a build. Oh. Okay. Let's go first. Oh, good job, Louis. Let's encourage this guy to come over here. Go for some attacks on him. Okay. There we go. So, yeah, this is a little bit of a showing here of how to run the Bloody Snow. Again, it's not, you know, anything to write home about. It's kind of just a fun, where's the camera? It's kind of a fun bayonet to use. I like, you know, kind of what it's meant to be and how it plays. But, it's got extremely long range, so if you can get the shot off at long range like this, I mean, it does do pretty good damage. I mean, it's not joke damage, but it's definitely nothing serious that you could boss effectively with. Now, this is all from the perspective of, you know, 24 stars. This is not anything from normal game. Now, if you were running normal game, this would probably just, you know, anything in normal game is kind of just a one-shot of everything. So if you're looking for something that's beyond normal game, the Bloody Snow is not kind of a go-to weapon or any kind of a choice that you would seriously consider for anything other than just, you know, you want to play the game your way, and that's perfectly wonderful. You know, I play the game my way. Oops, we're out of ichor. So, gotta back up here. Oh. Thanks, Louis. Okay, now here we are interested in, you know, encouraging her. But you see how little damage we do on any kind of other damage other than the charge shots. So we have to maintain our backstabs to go for you know, any kind of damage that's of interest. Now she's resistant to ice, so that also doesn't help us any. So let's go ahead and get our focus up. And and the fact that you only have access to this kind of a bayonet from 2 blood codes perspective, that also puts it in, like I said, into an artificial kind of a gap problem there, where you have to spend other passives in order to get access to this bayonet. But it's a lot of fun. You know, I would pick it up again. It's just, you know, it's a very special use case. So let's go ahead and get these and this, and go for gift extension, and we'll go for charge, so we can get these shots off pretty quick. Now we have 4 shots available to us. So there's 1, and we missed. And there's 2, okay. And we can get this guy. There's 3, and then this guy around the corner. And we'll get a backstab on him, so we'll load up onto this guy, since we're kind of in the privacy here of our own area. And if we can get 2 backstabs on one enemy, that would be ideal. Okay, so let's get this guy. Okay. And we'll get this guy. And since we're at a distance here, you know, we have kind of the upper hand overall. So, and if you can keep Louis' overdrive, that gives you, you know, another 25% damage on that barrage. So you definitely want to keep that going as much as possible. And, whoop. Okay, I got messed up there with my camera movement. But see, we can get 5 ichor back at least on focus recovery. So that's very nice. Yeah, and since we are normal mobility, we're not going for swift destruction, simply because of the fact that we're constantly switching back and forth between normal and quick mobility. So we made it to the end of the parking garage with 8 heals, so not terrible, but not great. So this has been the Bloody Snow, and kind of how to go about using it. You definitely need something. You can either use the Blackblood Liberator, or you can use the Ivory Grace, as these 2 are the highest drain attacks in the game. The Ivory Grace is a little bit less at 18 on a backstab, and the Blackblood Liberator is at 20. This is the highest in the game, or the Ruinous Chevalier, but the Blackblood Liberator is the highest number with 2.25 that you can get, and then you can raise that even further with Drain Activator to about 21-ish. And remember, the formula for backstabs is 9 times your drain rating. So yeah. So this has been the Bloody Snow, and I hope you all found it kind of interesting and enjoyable, and kind of a neat way to play. And again, remember, since the only thing that the Bloody Snow is affected by is willpower and actual damage buffs, it has nothing to do with our light or dark scaling numbers here. We can utilize some of these different abilities here. So thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you next time.